Hello guys, and we are here for some awesome game day bingo. Should be a lot of fun as we get after it in this game number 1 of awesome live bingo action, as we got a double must-go prize available in this upcoming game, which should bring a lot of great prizes throughout these matchups. We'll be streaming these matchups to you guys live on the Pilot TV's Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch.
Absolutely. Go and check us out wherever it is convenient for you. We would love to see you guys out here having a blast alongside Pilot Games. Just about 15 seconds to get enrolled into this first matchup, where we'll have some great cash prizes on the line. We want to highlight the great prizes that have just previously gone out on that amazing Wednesday, though, as we were able to give out 3 different jackpot prizes just yesterday, making our total for this season 17 24 different jackpots to go out so far.
Very impressive impressive stuff. Still got a long way to get up to the over 400 jackpots we gave out in Season 16, but it should be a lot of fun as we get there. As the first jackpot to go out yesterday went out to Kaboom over at the L&M bar. Kaboom was able to take home a lovely major jackpot of $7,522.
Great job there, Kaboom. We also had a great prize go on out to RB 2022. They're playing over at Brian's Bar and Grill when they took home the first Pilot Payday prize of this week. $2,500 was able to go on out. Congratulations to RB 2022.
Definitely a great win there. Happy to see you getting that awesome win. We then saw one more great prize go out on that Wednesday as Wonder over at Boudreaux's Bar 2 took home a $4,818 prize there. So great job to all three of our winners, Kaboom, RB 2022, and Wonder, all taking home that great prize. What's your thoughts on Wonder Bread?
I think I've maybe had it once in my life.
Not a big fan of it. Not something that you go and search out for.
Never. Not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just classic white bread. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. But no, I'd never buy it personally.
I mean, there's better brands of bread than other brands of bread. So, do you have a favorite, or do you just randomly pick out your bread every time?
Well, yeah, no, I just go whatever multi-grain is on sale.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't eat white bread usually unless we're like cooking something specific that needs white bread. Like if I'm.
Yeah, but some multi-grain bread is better than other multi-grain bread as well.
Absolutely.
So there's
Some are horrible.
Maybe you gotta start taking note of the different breads we buy.
I like the one that we currently have. It's a little bit wider of a slice, and it's got like 18 different grains in it. I don't know the name of it though.
But the flavor's good for you.
Yeah, and it grills really nicely when made with a panini or sandwich, or even just plain toast. I thought about having with eggs this morning. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, that's the whole grain bread that I grew up with. Is I don't remember
The one I just recently bought.
Yeah. I want to now know the brand name.
It's a great multi-grain or whole grain bread.
It's at every.
Yeah. Oro wheat? Is that it?
Yeah, I think it is.
That looks because it's a wider slice than the average bread.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to remember.
We do have a winner here, though, as Mercy at American Legion Hugo is getting to take away $71. Congratulations there. Make sure to get enrolled into this next round as we have our minor jackpot clicking up to 54 balls or less. It could even just be Pepperidge Farms bread.
It definitely could be. I think it's Pepperidge Farms. If I had to take a big swing at it, it'd be Pepperidge Farm.
For honey wheat bread, Sara Lee is the brand for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. 1 minute and 30 seconds to get enrolled into this next game. Great job to you, Mercy, getting our first win there. Mercy is a movie, right? Starring. Oh no, it's completely different than what I thought.
It looks like there's multiple different movies named Mercy. But
yeah, but none of them are the ones that I thought it was. I thought it was one that starred. Gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Creed. In the new Creed movies?
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. I thought was in it. Maybe that's a different
you're
movie
right.
I'm thinking of.
I think you are correct.
That Michael B. Jordan stars in a movie called
Yes.
Mercy? Okay. Now
Just Mercy is what it's called. And it's Michael B. Jordan.
Just Mercy.
Yes. And it's got Jamie Foxx in it as well.
Yes. It was super impactful work. Made me really left an impact on me when I ended up watching it.
Yeah, this is a biographical legal drama that came out in 2019. Just Mercy.
Yeah, one of the better acting jobs of Michael B. Jordan because he takes a lot of blockbuster roles, in my opinion, and so to see him do something where he really pushed his acting envelope, I think Just Mercy was one of those that was really good.
He's got a couple that he's done really well, like Fahrenheit 451 and others that just didn't necessarily get as big a hype as Creed or Black Panther.
Yeah, he's just
because
mostly
as
known for
Killmonger
his.
and as Creed, everyone loves him, and so those are hard characters to top when it comes to your movie credibility. But he does have a few really good ones that he's put out, and some sninkers as well. Like, I remember the first thing I ever watched him in was That Awkward Moment, and that has Miles Teller and Zac Efron in him as the three main men, and it's a bad movie. It's just straight up bad movie, but it was entertaining because I really enjoyed all three of those actors.
That's super, super funny. I'm trying to remember what football movie I remember him for. Friday Night Lights, he starred in the NBC drama. Okay, yeah.
The TV show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, from 2009 to 2011.
Wow. I think that is the next teen sitcom dramedy that I'm going to watch through.
Yeah, I haven't watched through the whole series. I must have just caught some episodes with some friends and Michael B. Jordan was in it, because I haven't watched Friday Night Lights, the show, fully all the way through.
Because it's one that I would like you to watch with me.
Yeah, I would totally give it a shot.
It's got a great cast of people that came together for it.
Yeah, it's that or Hardball.
You're probably thinking of Hardball.
No. I'm not getting it mixed up at all. There's no way I can get it mixed up between the two, because just very, very different characters.
One's youth, one's
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan looks completely different in this
he's a
role.
Child.
Yeah, as he's super, super young. I'm very clearly remembering him in a football uniform in a locker room. But very, very fun stuff there.
I just got a text from my book club that one of the girls got distracted and didn't finish this month's book because she's been wrapped up in Harry Potter fanfic.
That's a hilarious text to get. Hope she's doing well.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry.
That's one thing to get caught up in.
That's one thing that it's been a can of worms that has been recommended to me quite a bit.
Get into fanfics?
Yeah, but I just can't do it.
No.
I just can't do
There's
it.
so much negative stereotype around like fan fiction and just inappropriate fan fiction.
Absolutely. Like, I started my middle school reading days on Wattpad. Like, I know about fanfics, but like we're adults now.
Yeah, no. I just actually did. I've been obsessed lately on TikTok, as I don't know if anybody else has been watching on TikTok, the Brooke and Jubal second date updates kind of thing, and they had a person that he met this woman at a Comic-Con and then asked her out on a date, and he was dressed up as Darth Vader, she was dressed up as Harley Quinn at the Comic-Con, and after they went on their first date, he didn't call her back for it. Before I talk more about it, we do have Suckit. Oh, gosh, you got me. Over at Schmitty's Timeout Tavern, taking home that great prize of $8.60. Good name at getting me on that one. I did not expect it until I said it, as we get enrolled into this next matchup with that minor prize clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less. But back to my story, as somebody else's story, actually, that I'm just retelling.
Yes.
But just making me think of the whole entire fanfic genre of things. After the date, he didn't call her back. And so then they got him on the phone to try and get him to explain why he didn't call her back, and he was like, well, I'm really into Darth Vader, he's my favorite character of all time, and when she was dressed up as Harley Quinn, I saw her, and he was like, that was my Queen Amidala, like with the white makeup on her face, just looked like Queen Amidala to me. And so then he was like, then I asked her on a date, and then when I met her on the date, she didn't give me Queen Amidala vibes anymore. And they're all acting like he's absolutely ridiculous,
crazy.
Obviously, and stuff like that. And so, but he was just like obsessed. He was so obsessed with Darth Vader. He was like, I read Darth Vader fanfics. I do.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and just made me think of that whole entire day, getting way too into the fiction side of things. There's enough books, I feel like, for you to be able to enjoy. That's
You
funny.
know, if we're being completely transparent here, she's actually reading a fanfic that I did in fact read.
When you were a child?
No. I read this actually like at the start of college, and I had forgotten about it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like one that is considered almost. It's not, but it's.
By a group of the fandom, they consider it
really,
canon.
really well loved, and it's not like a dirty one.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
not one
It's
that's meant for,
a
specific
specific audience,
Yeah.
and it was actually really well done, and I had completely forgotten about it. And I actually had told you about it because it's the alternate ending to the war where like everyone gets killed.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me about
I
that.
did tell you about this because I had downloaded it onto my Kindle because it's like a file you have to download, and I had
Yeah.
it on my phone like years previous, but I had gotten it on my Kindle and was starting a reread of it, and I had completely forgotten that about that one. And yeah, she's reading it and she's sucked into it right now.
That's super fun. Well,
Yeah.
interesting stuff.
It's if Harry Potter was defeated and Voldemort won the Wizarding War.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
takes off from there.
Isn't like Hermione the main character in this one, which is hilarious because Hermione's not the main, not even one of the main people in the books.
It's kind of the whole point where she was like a non-active member, and then you like realize that she was a lot bigger part of everything.
Oh, okay. So big Hermione
juicy.
stan ended up writing a big, good,
Yes.
a good book. That's funny stuff. Well, we got balls dropping in this game, and we'll move off of whatever random tangent we've gotten on right
Yes.
here, as we got to highlight our social media pages.
As we should.
Facebook page. Great place for
It is.
keeping up to date with Pilot Games. Hopefully you just search up our name, click on our logo, and leave a little like and follow while you're there. Maybe a comment or two if you'd like. You could stay up to date with weekly bingo schedules, event details, reminders, big progressive player pictures, and more by checking in on that Facebook page. You could also click on the website link in that bio right there. That connects you to our link tree, which has all the info you need, including a bar locations tab that opens up a map that shows you all the pinned locations where you can play Pilot Games at. Our other social media pages like Twitter and Instagram, and even more there as well. It really is just the hub of all things Pilot Games.
Absolutely. Go and check it out today to stay up to date and in the know. We would love for you guys to be a part of this great community. As we are about 5 balls away, though, we'll have to see who's going to be taking home this great prize in this amazing lunchtime game day bingo. And as we wait to see, we're going to run through some of our great bingo schedule for you guys, as we have our first games of the day right here, as game day bingo gets started off at noon, and we're going to be here all the way till 1 p.m. playing through some amazing live bingo with you guys.
At 1 o'clock, you'll then switch on over to a little Lucky 4 bingo action, where you'll have an opportunity at $90,078. That is a great prize, the largest prize available on this Thursday. You'll then hop into more game day bingo that will run from 1 all the way till 4 p.m., working on whatever prizes me and Jordy aren't able to give out.
That's right, and then at 4 p.m., you'll jump into your second and final chance at Lucky 4 Bingo, before Ian and I will be back live from 4 to 6 playing through 23 great games of Game Day Bingo alongside you.
At 6 p.m., you then play Pilot Payday. We're big fans of Pilot Payday, as there's a $2,500 must-go prize. You only get 3 shots a week at taking it home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we hope to see you guys out there at 6 o'clock. Before we finish up this great live bingo schedule, we do have a split win right here.
That's right, at Jim as well as Jaybird. Jim at the L&M and Jaybird at Vic's Bar and Grill Moorhead. They both get to split up that $17.30 must-go prize. Congratulations there. Stick around and get enrolled, as we will have that minor jackpot up at 58 balls or less into this next game. Super exciting stuff, as we can see, already over $70 and growing. Let's get that prize as high as possible.
Absolutely. Should be a lot of fun. Just 1 minute and 30 seconds to do so. But to finish off our great game day bingo schedule, I talked about 6 p.m., Pilot Payday. But afterwards, you'll play game day bingo, finishing off your night from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. Should be some great stuff, and we hope to see you guys joining us through all of the great live bingo we have available from noon all the way till 10 p.m. every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, come on out for all the different live bingo we have coming at you all day long. You won't want to miss out on any of the great cash prizes we have growing here. Just about a minute before we're enrolled into this great next game of Game Day Bingo, so stick around and listen up, as we are going to highlight some amazing national days that hopefully you guys can be out there celebrating wherever you're at. We kick it off with National Balloon Ascension Day. And National Balloon Ascension Day falls on January 9th to help commemorate the first balloon flight in the United States all the way back in 1793.
Definitely a cool one to be able to highlight. Definitely a bucket list item is having a picnic in a hot air balloon. I feel like that's just a really cool.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that's a cool little thing. I like a good hot air balloon. I think they're fun.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk about a hot air balloon, so it's surprising.
Yeah, I ever since I watched Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan.
Yes. Great movie. And Steve Coogan.
Yeah, I've wanted to check out a hot air balloon. That started my love for it back when I was a little, I don't know, like 6-year-old
I would
watching
have
that
to
movie.
agree. And then it very soon dwindled off, at least for me, because I watched a childhood show called The Amanda Show, and Amanda's mother was lost in a hot air balloon.
Oh,
and there was
she?
random clips that would show her lost in a hot air balloon floating away somewhere, and there was like nothing but her big toe that they found, and they were like, "This is Mom's big toe." She's just lost in some hot air balloon. It was obviously very fictional. It's like a skit comedy kids show that was around in the 90s, early 2000s, whatever. And I remember being like, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Hot air balloons, you can't control it.
Except for you can.
You can, but as my 7-year-old brain,
for
I was
sure,
like,
for sure. Yeah, I can't say I remember that a part of the Amanda Show. I wasn't a huge Amanda Show watcher. I would watch it every once in a while. But was that on Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I was a big Nick kid. He was not.
So yeah, my parents didn't allow me to watch a lot of the Nickelodeon shows because there was too much inappropriate humor in the Nickelodeon shows.
There was a lot of inappropriate humor, but I'm funnier for it.
I'm the funny one in the no.
No, you're the weird one.
Gets people to laugh.
It is. You are technically the funny one. It makes me mad.
There's no funny one in the relationship.
I am the least funny one out of every friend group you put me into. I had just I heart to heart with my girlfriends about it because they just say random stuff off the whim and I think through everything I say.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately I don't have a lot of those burst out funny moments. You have to catch me. Ian sees me 24/7.
And also you have to be sometimes you have to be a little offensive when you make a joke about somebody.
I'm not an offensive person.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't like making jokes at the expense of other people, ever.
Besides your family.
Besides my family, I could rip them all day long.
Well, you get your family to giggle a lot because you'll give a little rip every once in a while.
My family thinks I'm the funniest person they've ever met.
That's because you're willing to do that with your family, but everyone else you care a lot about their feelings.
My humor gets pretty mean with my family.
It's funny.
It is, and it's the only time that I've found to be very, very funny. But I just had this conversation. I was like, maybe I should just stop thinking before I speak. I could be a funnier person for it.
There's no thoughts that come. There's no
I
wall
know.
that stops my thoughts coming
Trust
out.
me. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a great time in Ian's brain. We got 57 balls dropped in this game right here. Can we give out the minor jackpot? No, we'll be moving on to the must-go prize of $20.50 in this game, as we got quite a few players now one ball away. Who will get that lucky ball to fall right here, right now? As I-28, no, that's not going to be the lucky ball. G46 is the lucky ball, though.
Oh, and you got our wild man doing a jig for you. Congratulations, Tina, over at Schmitty's Timeout Tavern. Nicely done taking home that $20.50. Congratulations there. We'll have that over $77 minor jackpot growing into this next game, as it will be sitting at 60 balls or less getting into this next round. Congratulations once again going on out to Tina. And happy National Balloon Ascension Day if you guys want to go and get in a hot air balloon. Today's the day to do it.
Yeah, it's a cool one. Next up, it's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Across the country on January 9th each year, citizens take the lead to show support on National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And so we'd like to do our part of this day and give a huge shout out to anybody that is within the law enforcement field. We'd love to shoot some luck out to you as you get on after these games and just let you know what you're doing is important to your communities.
Absolutely. It is a great one on today. We would love to share our appreciation for everybody working in law enforcement, previous and present. We are super, super grateful for everything you do for our communities, making sure everyone is safe and everyone is a law-abiding citizen as well. Much appreciated.
I've always wondered what, just speaking of law enforcement, what constitutes a
citizen's arrest?
Citizen's arrest.
I've always wondered that too, because there are quite a few, not quite a few, but I have seen at least a handful of cops that need to be pulled over themselves.
well, can I take someone down for jaywalking? Like, is that
You
something?
just tackle a civilian while jaywalking.
Like, I'm like, citizen's arrest. And I'm like, call the cops. He was jaywalking. Like, does that warrant a citizen's arrest? I know no matter what, I'm a jerk because it's just, that's not what you're supposed to do.
And a lot of states have even decriminalized jaywalking, but California, yeah.
Really?
Pedestrians always have the right of way. Even on a highway, they can walk across, and cars have to stop.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess,
I think California is like one of the only states that has that. But
Oh, okay. That would.
I did hear about that while I was there, and I was like, you're saying I could walk across this 5-lane, 55-mile-per-hour road, and everyone has to stop for me? And my mom's friend who lives there was like, yes, absolutely they do.
That's insane. I mean, kind of makes sense, but also insane at the same time. I just feel like you shouldn't be incentivizing it. I think everyone
No,
should.
but they also have a lot of like homeless population just like wandering the streets of the cities. And
Yeah, that does make sense as well.
so they have to just keep car crashes down.
makes sense.
And it doesn't deter some people. But
Does it though? I wonder if that does. I wonder what the statistics does that limit car crashes or not by doing so.
I feel like it would increase them because now you have more civilians having more confidence on busy passageways.
Yeah, walking across the street, and so just if you have more people walking across the street, even if they're trying to stop, that's going to cause more chaos. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not here to debate laws, and
We're here to appreciate the law enforcement who enforces our laws.
Absolutely. So shout out to the police and everybody who go out there enforcing those laws, keeping our community safe, and making sure that we can feel safe wherever we're at.
Absolutely. Happy National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. We give everybody out there, present and past working in law enforcement, kudos on today.
Absolutely.
Up next, we have National Apricot Day. Apricot lovers from all around the United States observe this National Apricot Day every year on January 9th. This is a fruit that I honestly hated the majority of my childhood. I had grandmas and my mother and everybody in my life love apricots, always have apricot preserves, always have dried apricots in the household. We even had a dog that they named her colorway an apricot colorway because that's technically what her color fur was.
So they named her Apricot?
No, but they would just constantly say she was like our apricot poodle, even though she was like tan.
Okay.
But she was apricot was the official breed token name for a tan poodle.
Yeah.
And so I was constantly surrounded by them, and I think it even put me off further from apricots until we were at actually a working event as we were at the Vikings-Packers home opener 2 seasons ago, and we were very, very generously hosted at the U.S. Bank Stadium, and there was a little fruit platter out, and there was dried apricots there, and I tried them for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is delicious.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I get
it. My stubborn foot got lifted and my world to apricots opened.
Well, apricots are great for ya. We got Tina as well as Mouse splitting up our Mouse Go prize of $34.60. Mouse plays over at the B&B Olympic Bowl, and Tina over at Schmitty's Timeout Tavern. Congratulations to both of our winners as we now get enrolled into our next game, a game number 6, with a minor jackpot clicking up from 60 to 62 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we get after it, as we talk a little bit more about apricots.
Absolutely, as they actually originated all the way back in over 4,000 years ago as they were cultivated in China. And one thing that I didn't know about them that I actually really like is that the word apricot in Latin means precious.
Very, very cool.
I like that.
Yeah, they're rich in vitamin A, potassium, fiber, antioxidants. A 1-ounce serving of apricot contains enough beta-carotene to meet 20% of your daily vitamin A requirements.
There's actually a variety of different apricots that range in sweetness, texture, harvest calendars, and a bunch of different things that go into the growing of apricots.
Absolutely. Actually, the color of apricots come from the antioxidants that are within the fruit.
Yeah, it gives it that beautiful orange color.
Definitely a cool one. Well, an apricot tree can produce fruit for 20 to 25 years. And the United States, apricots are grown in California, Indiana, and Washington.
Seems like those are our big states for cultivating in general.
Yeah.
But if you guys didn't know, the seed inside of the fruit, their pit, is actually called a kernel, and it's toxic when raw.
That's actually insane.
There's a lot of those.
Where
Like
the
I think
seeds
a peach,
are.
yeah, I think a peach pit is toxic if you chew it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, happy National Apricot Day. Enjoy yourself some apricot jam or just the fruit apricot on today. As we move on to our final national day, we'll be celebrating National Static Electricity Day. It may be a little shocking, but National Static Electricity Day on January 9th, the observance explores static electricity and even how we may cause it.
When I was growing up, I absolutely loved static electricity. I thought it was such a fun concept that I could generate my own electricity and I could shock my brother and rub my socks on the ground or rub a balloon on my head and have all that fun in the world. Now, I have beef with static electricity. I hate it.
Absolutely.
Our
Absolutely.
cat shocks me all the time.
He does create a lot of static electricity.
He's a fuzzy guy, rubs along fuzzy things, and then he touches you and you get shocked.
Yeah, and then he freaks out
And
as
then
well.
he freaks out because it's usually on his nose as he comes up to smell you.
Yeah, it's quite funny. It's quite funny.
Poor guy.
But static electricity is cool. You ever do the whole entire put your hand on the ball and then
Yes.
all your hairs stand up all the way? That's super fun.
I lived next to a hands-on kids museum, and so there was a lot of scientific experiments and stuff, and there was one of those static bulbs that you could touch, and it was very, very cool.
That's always super, super fun. I found that very, very cool as a kid. I also just enjoyed rubbing a balloon against my hair and having it stick to it as you would
I
roll
love
it all
doing it to
around.
babies.
You love doing it to me?
Your
Currently?
nephew, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our little redheaded nephew, he is hysterical. He doesn't like when his curly hair is touched anyway, but I love messing with him. And yeah, I like rubbing balloons on his head. He freaks out.
Does he?
And then he realizes that it's sticking, and he'll go like this with his head. And since he's so little, it doesn't bounce it off or anything.
Yeah.
It's quite enjoyable for me.
That's very, very fun. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. Yeah, I can't say that I love static electricity, though. Static in general is just,
Not fun.
it's just a bother. Just the dry season in itself is a bother. And, with dryness, I think of static electricity as that becomes a very prominent thing going down.
It's a nuisance for sure.
It definitely is. And with
But it's fun to irritate other people with.
yeah, as a child, I had a lot of siblings, and so getting your socks on and rubbing across the carpet and then leaving someone with a shock was always quite fun.
Good stuff, good stuff. Static Electricity Day on today. We are closing in here, though, 2 balls away from some very lucky players trying to take away one of these prizes. We're in line to give out that minor jackpot, so we're going to have to see if we're able to give out $177.
Oh, absolutely. We only have about 2 more balls to try and give out this prize, as Lucky Rosie is right now 1 ball away. Can we make it happen right here, right now? Doesn't look like it. Wow, it's going to be growing and rolling into a game number 7, as $44.90 will be getting split up between Meow over at the Clearwater Corners and Jer Bear over the B&B Sports Bar and Grill. Congratulations to both you guys as we now get enrolled into this next game with that minor jackpot clicking up from 52, now at 54 balls or less. It would be shocking if we can't give it out in 54 balls or less, as that's a little play on Static Electricity Day. But happy Static Electricity Day, Apricot Day, Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, and Balloon Ascension Day. Hopefully you guys can enjoy all of those days on today as we get enrolled into this game 7.
That's right, just about a minute and a half to do so. And as you guys get enrolled into this next matchup, we would love to talk a little bit about our Vikings, who are 14-3 on the season. Just this past Sunday, the Lions ended up beating the Minnesota Vikings 31-9, and in the NFL's final game before the playoffs, 2 teams played in the regular season with a combined total of 28 victories for the first time. A number 1 seed was determined in the regular season finale for the 3rd time in 3+ decades as well. Darnold was 18 of 41 and a season low 44% completion rate, and connected with Justin Jefferson just 3 times on 9 targets for 54 yards. We didn't do a lot of the things we did well this season, O'Connell said. Sam has hit a lot of these plays all year, and I have every bit of confidence that he will hit it in the next time.
Absolutely, I definitely think that's a well said by O'Connell, and I think there was just a lot of plays that should have been made throughout that game. I mean, you think back to a couple missed passes to Justin Jefferson that should have been touchdowns. In particular, I remember one where we went for it on 4th down, and we hit Justin Jefferson in the back of the end zone. He had an unlike Justin Jefferson drop in the back of the end zone, which was just shocking. I think he got too conscientious about where he was going to put his feet at the end and not wanting to go out of bounds. And then one where Sam Darnold just ended up overthrowing him and just didn't have a shot at getting it. But still, both times we're open in that situation to be able to score a touchdown, put us within scoring distance, and we were right in that game again. But as the game wore on and our offense just continued to peter out. Pitter-patter. Peter out.
Yes.
That we just ended up losing that game 31-9,
Yeah.
which is definitely not our best showing. But I don't think there was a lot to learn from that outing. I think they showed a lot of the deficiencies of this team, and we can make a few adjustments to be able to make sure that a defense can't do that to us again. And so I think it's more a learning curve and letting us know, okay, this is where we need to improve, and hopefully we can make those adjustments by the time we get to our next matchup.
That's right, as that next matchup will be coming to you on Monday night at 7 p.m. Next Monday, we're going to be going up against the Rams. We're super excited. It was the only other team other than the Lions that we lost to in regular season, so we're hoping to have a redemption arc and get a win under our belt as we go up against those Rams Monday night at 7 p.m. If you guys want to show your support, go and check out the great eTab game that you guys can check out wherever you play Pilot games. It's called Vikings Victory. It is a lot of fun, guys. Go and check it out. You could take home some huge prizes and show your support for our Vikings along the way.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time there and an awesome way to be able to take home great prizes. As we get after in this game right here, we are playing a little bit of Game Day Bingo. And as you guys play Game Day Bingo, you're actually earning points towards the Game Day Bingo standings. Last season, we saw a awesome top 10 Game Day Bingo standings where we saw our entire top 10 in the 100,000 point club. Starting off that player side of the standings, we have in 10th place 6'9" T-Bird over at the Lookout Bar and Grill with 103,000 points. With 106,000 points in 9th place, we got Mike over at American Legion Brooklyn Center. 8th place is Jer Bear over at the B&B Sports Bar and Grill with 109,000 points. As Fast Eddie over at Hiller's Last Call Liquor sits in 7th with 116,000 points. With 119,000 points in 6th place, we got Yags 370 over the Sidetrack. As Viddy over the Municipal Liquor Store Akeley sits in 5th with 130,000 points. With 133,000 points in 4th place, we got Maggie over at the Heartland University. As 3rd place is Brother Nate over at Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar Burnsville with 202,000 points. Before I get into our top 2 players in the Game Day Bingo standings, we do have a minor jackpot winner.
Jim at the L&M Bar gets to take away $251. Congratulations going on out to Jim.
Great win for you as we now get enrolled into this next game with a double must-go prize available you will not want to miss out on. But back to our great Game Day Bingo standings. 2nd place, we got Mimi over at the L&M Bar taking home 219,000 Game Day Bingo points last season. And our season winner of Season 16, as you guys are currently competing in Season 17, is Call Me Jen over at JR Mac with 448,000 Game Day Bingo points.
Congratulations to the entirety of that top 10 last season, and just another incredible win for Call Me Jen. I think it is their 4th consecutive season that they were able to come out on top. Awesome job there. Now on to the locations that each of you choose to play at to get those Game Day Bingo points as well. 10th place is the Old Piper in Blaine with 199,000 points. 211,000 points for 9th place, Danny's Dugout. While in 8th, we have the Lookout Bar and Grill with 215,000 points. 256,000 points for 7th place, Sidetrack. While in 6th, we have the Riverboat Depot with 272,000 points. Then in 5th place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park with 301,000 points. Then with 315,000, in 4th place, we've got Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar Burnsville. Ahead of them in 3rd, it's the L&M Bar with 322,000 points. 2nd place is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 330,000 points. And in our 1st place location, we had none other than J.R. Mack holding 540,000 points on Season 16.
Great job to J.R. Mack in all of those awesome locations, earning so many points throughout this season. It's been a very, very impressive season for you. Moving on to the eTab side of things, we have over 70 different Charitable eTab games that you can play anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. These games have low bets ranging from 50 cents to $5. You will not want to miss out on them, as they have gotten brand new graphics in those games that we'd love for you guys to check them out.
Absolutely, guys. Go and check out all of our different eTab games that we have available for you guys right now. I want to highlight a little Rock and Gold action. It is a super fun 50s diner where you guys get to head on in and take home some huge cash prizes. Go and check out Rock and Gold today wherever you play Pilot Games.
Super fun eTab game. I'll say my eTab spotlight of today is Wild Walleye. Very fun eTap game, a little fishing themed action if you're missing getting out on the water and trying to catch yourself some good old sturgeon. Head on out there, or a walleye in particular, as it's a great game, Wild Walleye.
Absolutely, guys. Definitely go check out all of our different eTab games. We love all of them, and we would love to know which one is your favorite. We're about halfway through this great game here, 14 balls away from trying to give out one of these awesome prizes, and we would love to highlight a few movies that happen to be released on today. Starting off strong in 1964, we've got the classic James Bond work, Goldfinger.
Absolutely. Definitely a fun one there, as you have Sean Connery starring as James Bond in this movie. It's about a powerful tycoon. Auric Goldfinger has initiated Operation Grand Slam, a cataclysmic scheme to raid Fort Knox and obliterate the world economy. James Bond, armed with his special equipment, with his specially equipped Aston Martin, must stop the plan by overcoming several outrageous adversities. Definitely a fun one there. Sean Connery, iconic for the role of James Bond, and it's fun we get to highlight this fun movie released on today.
Absolutely. There are a lot of references specifically from this James Bond that I knew growing up that I didn't know where they came from.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of them I can't say, but it's one of the characters' names. But it's just so funny seeing where all of these came from all the way back in 1964 and how this can just span
As Jordy's
decades.
a big fan of the two gosh, why am I blanking on
Austin Powers.
Yeah, the Austin Power movies, which they refer to obviously James Bond, the James Bond movies in general.
I didn't
quite a lot.
know that it was a parody on James Bond until Ian told me 2 years ago.
That's insane. That's insane.
I
to
had
me.
no idea. I thought he was an original concept.
That's hilarious. We got Jimbo over at AJ's Long Branch Saloon taking home $89.30. Congratulations to you, Jimbo, in this awesome game taking home the Double Must Go prize. We'll now be getting enrolled into our game number 9 of Game Day Bingo. Minor jackpot, click it up from 52 to 54 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we get after it. But yeah, they did a lot of really good spoofs during that time with Spaceballs and
Austin Powers.
I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten a really good spoof movie.
Honestly, yeah, those two, it'll be hard to top even if they do come out with a knockoff something. Like if they made a knockoff Batman or something, they would be hard to top.
It would have to be the Marvel Universe. I feel like if you did a play on the Marvel Universe, but you'd have to get some of the best names in comedy in there to make it really funny, because it's really easy to Well, also, but they also like don't they take themselves don't take themselves too seriously, and so it's hard to make fun of them. Where like Star Wars took themselves seriously, there wasn't a ton of
Yeah,
comedy
that's why I
within
said
Star Wars,
Batman,
and so
but
that works well. The James Bond works. They take themselves seriously, so it's funny to see a comedy version of them. Where like Marvel doesn't do that, so it would be hard to like see a comedy version of that.
you could do
Try-
Batman and make him like a man-child and have.
That could work. The Rocky Balboa franchise. You could probably do a little bit off of that. That wouldn't be too difficult. But
I mean, it already feels like half a spoof in the first one anyway.
it does. It does. With the first one, just seeing a completely
You're
different
like,
Sylvester
wow, I'm
Stallone.
supposed to take Rocky seriously.
Do you want to tell you
Yo,
what's
butchie, butchie.
You tell you what's funny? I thought he just talked like that. I did not realize that he
That
had
was a voice?
That no. I thought like the way he like talks out of the side of his
Yeah.
mouth. I thought that was just the way he talks. I didn't realize he had partial paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
Well, we got a little sidetrack, but Goldfinger coming out on today in 1964.
Shooting all the way to 2008, we have the movie 27 Dresses.
This is a very fun rom-com that features Katherine Heigl as our main character and James Marsden as the potential love interest. This is the classic take on always a bridesmaid, never a bride,
Yeah.
as she has been in 27 weddings as a bridesmaid, and she kept all 27 bridesmaid dresses. And James Marsden plays a journalist. He writes a story on her.
Yeah, and Katherine Heigl's obsessed with George. Edward Burns, right,
Oh, yes.
in it, and then there's her sister, that's Malin Ackerman, who's getting married in it, and it's a fun little work right there. I didn't realize that Peyton List was in this movie.
Yeah, she's the youngest sister, I think.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff, though. I know that you enjoy a lot of those early rom-com Katherine Heigl movies, as she does a good job during that time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really enjoyed this 2006 to 2012 rom-com era that came out. When I was a teen, there was just oodles of movies for me to watch that were marginally appropriate, but
Yeah, they're fun.
It was still really fun. I'm a big fan of James Marsden. He was one of my like childhood crushes, and so he's one. We were just talking about actors that you see him in something and you kind of want to watch it because he's in it. He's one that I would like watch something that I wouldn't normally watch, but because James Marsden's in it, I'd watch it.
Are you gonna ever watch the Sonic movies?
Because he's in it and Jim Carrey, and I adore Jim Carrey, but
they're both people that you would go out of your way to watch.
Their movies.
And I've actually heard that at least the first two Sonic movies are really well done, kind of thing.
Did you hear it from Jury Duty?
No. No, I didn't hear it from Jury Duty. Did they mention Sonic and Jury Duty?
Yeah, because he was like, oh yeah, Sonic, it's not that good. And then that main character went home and watched Sonic, and he came back and was like, man, you did pretty good in that. To James Marsden.
Yeah, Sonic. So yeah, no, it's
Because at first you made fun of him.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Sonic is apparently a pretty well done series.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, and the third one you get to see Keanu Reeves voice Shadow. So you don't.
I like Shadow.
You now have 3 of your favorite actors right there. Keanu Reeves, Jim
Reeves
Carrey.
is not
I
one of my
know.
favorite
I
actors.
know.
We do have Mercy, though, at American Legion Hugo getting to take away that Musco prize. $18.90 is heading your way. Congratulations to Mercy in this great game. We'll have that minor jackpot clicking up to 56 balls or less getting into this next game.
That should be a lot of fun as we get enrolled into this upcoming matchup. But I haven't watched the Sonic movies either, but I have...
Have you seen 27 Dresses?
Yeah, you've shown me 27 Dresses.
Have I? Oh.
Yeah, you made me watch that 27 Dresses.
That doesn't feel like something I would like make you watch. But...
No, it's just one that you were in your we were in a phase where you were showing me all of your favorite rom-coms during that time.
That doesn't make sense. This isn't one of them.
And you showed me 27 Dresses. That was one you showed me.
I don't know about that, but at 27 Dresses coming out on today.
Yeah, next up in 2009, we got Bride Wars.
Absolutely, as this is another fun one, as this has Kate Hudson and Anne Hathaway as our main characters. And then we've got Steve Howie and Chris Pratt as our backup male people, as well as John Krasinski is in this as well, I think.
Is he?
Maybe I'm wrong. No, it's Brian Greenberg.
Oh, I could see
Ooh.
where the mistake
Because
happens.
there's this movie called He's Just Not That Into You, and it's got Kate Hudson in it.
Okay.
And it has, or maybe it's Something Borrowed. There's so many of these.
There's a lot of these kind of wedding romance comedies.
I think it's Something Borrowed, and John Krasinski's in that one as well as Kate Hudson.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, he is in it.
Yep.
But Bride Wars on today. Got
I
some.
think John Greenberg is in that one as well.
That's super funny. But Kate Hudson, Anne Hathaway in this one. I think you made me watch this one as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think so.
I guarantee I'm not making you watch any of these rom-coms. These are none of my favorite rom-coms. I'm sure in the 5 years we've been together, I've put it on and you've watched it with me. But
Yeah, that's what I mean by making me watch it. Is that you put it on without
when you say it
me
like that, I think of it like I'm sitting you down to watch something. Because there are movies like that we've done that for each other for.
There's not a
but-
single rom-com that you've ever forced me to sit down and watch.
Okay.
All the rom-coms you just put on while I was sitting in the living room, and so then I was forced to watch it. And so there,
I like that specification because I was going to say, it's not like I would go out of my way to show you this by any means.
Yes, you put it on in the living room at night when it was time for us to, settle down and watch a
Chuck
movie.
on something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this one, it's not one of my favorites, but it's got fun pieces. I like the cast of it. Candice Bergen is the wedding planner that they hire because they both want to get married at the plaza in June.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they just try and keep one-upping each other and outdoing each other, stepping on each other's toes, giving each other bad spray tans, dyeing the other hair blue, like completely trying to ruin the other person's wedding.
Yeah.
Craziness. The fact that they stayed friends after everything that they put each other through
Kind of crazy.
couldn't be me.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, big fan of pretty much anything Anne Hathaway's in. So super fun stuff there. Not her recent stuff,
I was
but
gonna say.
I like all of her 2000s works that she was in. So it's always fun to be able to highlight her and her works.
Absolutely, super fun stuff. It's crazy because one of my most iconic works for Anne Hathaway is The Devil Wears Prada, and I found out she was like the 8th person asked to be the main character.
Really?
Yeah.
That's super funny, and that's part of like her rise of ascending
Absolutely.
into
Her
like
and
being
Meryl
one of the
Streep,
biggest names.
It was a huge, huge movie, and I just can't believe the other actresses that turned it down. It's truly
It's always
insane.
interesting to find out who turned down roles and
Do
who
you remember
they.
the movie Ice Princess?
No, I've never seen Ice Princess.
Oh, well, that main character. She was originally asked to be Michelle Trachtenberg.
Really?
Yeah, she was supposed to be in Devil's Wear.
That would have been so
Devil Wears
much
Prada.
worse. Been so much worse.
I know everything fell into place the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I very much love Anne Hathaway as Andy, but
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was before she had gotten really anything as like big outside of her like children work of where's she's the
Princess Diaries.
Yeah, that was like her most notable work at the time, and then she really started to pump out some other really popular works and kind of removed herself from just being why am I blanking?
Princess Mia.
Yeah, Princess Mia, and
Thermopolis.
became just Anne
Rinaldi.
Hathaway as a thank
Princess of Genovia.
you.
Queen of
I was
Genovia.
about to say she becomes queen by the end. We're getting another one soon at
We
some
are?
point. Yeah.
I heard that she was like wanting that to happen, and that like Julie Andrews was really wanting that to happen as well. But yeah, I hadn't.
Yeah, I saw her. I actually sent a picture to my sister about that because Anne Hathaway did a whole entire like Instagram post story talking about how it was going to be coming out.
Wow.
Well,
Incredible.
We do have a winner here.
Egg over at the Hoover's Pub takes home $19. Congratulations to Egg to the 5th power. Nicely done there as we get enrolled into this next matchup. That $85 will be tacked on for another minor jackpot now at 58 balls or less. Super exciting stuff as we get enrolled into this next game.
Yeah, as of October, Princess Diaries 3 is officially in the works.
Wow. Nearly 25 years after the first one premiered.
That is super fun stuff.
I have so many questions. I can't wait.
I feel like that is a series where you can do a like way into the future because you kind of set up the final bit of it, and now you get to see like what has happened after like years of her being the queen. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm curious because the little teaser photo is her with just a baby, but I feel like it'd be better if she had like a 15-year-old daughter herself.
That would be fun having like a chaotic, kind of how like she was
And
chaotic.
she's been raised her whole life to be a princess in Genovia, and she takes her to San Francisco for the first time, and she gets to be a teen. And
I feel like that would be the way to go. It's kind of the reverse of what
it was.
It was, yeah. I think that would be the best way to do it.
I think that's super cute, but I'll be happy and I'll watch anything that they put out. I'm a huge Princess Diaries fan.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's one of the few princess movies that I'm like, yeah, let's see another one. I like it. As it was so fun, and it made me set up a whole entire mattress slide down my stairs when I was a kid. So that's always fun to be able to highlight as well. My grandpa had a big barn, and he had a mattress, old mattress at the top of the barn, and the stairs were wide enough to be able to mattress surf down the stairs. And so I remember I did that a lot as a kid, and it was super fun. Ended up getting a big scratch by the end of it, just across my arm, because I ran into like this wooden frame that was sitting at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah, it ended up not being as smart as I thought it was when I originally mapped it all out. But I did it a few times
when
before.
I did it, I padded my clothing.
Did you?
Yeah, I was just like on an indoor staircase.
Yeah, I was t-shirt
Except
shorts.
Mine had an L. Like a landing.
See, that's what mine had too. So
I had to like shove my body down the second.
That's hilarious.
So I stuffed pillows and blankets through my arms. My childhood blankies I stuffed in my arms like pads.
That's funny. Bride Wars, Anne Hathaway, Kate Hudson work released on the day in 2009.
Also in 2009, just a very, very different tone for films. We have Gran Torino coming on out. This is a Clint Eastwood movie, as this might be like the last thing I watched him in.
I think last thing I watched him in was in The Mule. The Mule that came out in 2018. Very
Cry Macho. I didn't see any of those.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see Cry Macho. I haven't seen that one. But I mean, Clint Eastwood, a fantastic actor. You get to see him work with his son in Gran Torino, Scott Eastwood. You also get other fantastic actors and actresses that come together for this movie that was very well received. It's about a retired auto worker and Korean war vet, Walt Kowalski, fills emptiness in his life with beer and home repair. Despising the many Asian, Latino, and black families in his neighborhood, Walt becomes a reluctant hero when he stands up to the gangbangers who try to force a Asian teen to steal Walt's treasured car. An unlikely friendship develops between Walt and the teen, and he learns that there is more in common with his neighbors than he thought.
Absolutely. I remember I was still pretty young when this came out, and I remember watching it when it did. And Annie, her, and B. Vang, who are the two teens that are counterparts to him in this work, they did such an impactful job. I remember really, really being like, oh, we're going to see B. Vang in a bunch of stuff after this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah,
I end up really enjoying it, but
it's a well done work, and it covers racism at a very easy to understand level, and you can see this development between the character, and it's a well done movie.
Absolutely, different generations coming together. Scott is in this, but Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
Yeah, we do have Patriot over at Wild Bill's Sports Saloon Blaine, taking home $23.20. Congratulations to you, Patriot, as we now get enrolled into this next game with that minor jackpot clicking up from 58 to 60 balls or less. Yeah, this will be the final game of Game Day Bingo that we'll be live with you guys for. We're flying through these games.
It's crazy when you talk about Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, well, you keep on saying Scott Eastwood. And did you know that Scott Eastwood was one of the people in the final running for Captain America?
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was.
He's very. I compared him to Chris Evans the other day.
Yeah, him, Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Oh, I would have hated
Chris
that. I would have
Evans.
never liked Captain America as much as I do if it was Chris Pratt.
I'm trying to think who else was the other
Ew.
person that was in the running for.
Ew, can you imagine that Captain America scene, but it opens up and it's Chris Pratt?
Oh gosh. Oh
And there's
gosh.
just steam coming off of Chris Pratt.
Well, Chris Pratt has his like shirtless
Ew.
moment in Guardians of the Galaxy where he looks sweet.
He's Andy Dwyer to me.
Now that you've watched,
This is ruined. He's like
Parks and
my
Rec.
chubby cousin.
that was kind of I think the reason that he didn't end up getting the role was because of that viewpoint of him.
He's just
as,
a teddy bear. I think they did a great job casting him as not Lone Star, Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Lone Star is some Spaceballs.
Yeah. But great no matter what.
Yeah. He would be great as a Lone Star.
He would be hilarious
great
if you
as
did
Lone
another
Star.
Star Wars parody.
Yeah.
He would be able to kill a Star Wars parody.
But I think they did a great job with him as Star-Lord. I love all of the Guardians of the Galaxy casting. I think Marvel does a great job with their casting, usually.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I could definitely see Scott Eastwood as Captain America. I don't think that he could deliver as impactful as monologues as Chris Evans does, but
He, again, I think we talked about this off air about, like, that he just doesn't have the same charisma that Chris Evans has. And even though
who was that other person you compared him to?
Chris Evans or Scott Eastwood?
Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood, I compared him to Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell and how Glenn Powell has more charisma to get hired in more roles.
Yeah. But I think
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, even though Captain America isn't like the most charismatic of a character, he made him a very and he's supposed to be a very serious, like, stand-up guy. The fact that he had that little bit of charisma to him definitely aided in the character being not as just cut and dry as like you would see like even like when you talk about Henry Cavill's Superman, it felt like he kind of lacked that little bit of charisma that made you want to like love that, like, because it's the whole entire perfect persona kind of character, and so you need a guy that's able to break it up a little bit with I don't know.
Offset that perfect specimen archetype.
Yeah, kind of thing. So it's interesting how you go about that. But Gran Torino released on today in 2009. One worth a watch if anybody hasn't seen it. As we finish up our last game here.
That's right. And if you end up taking home a prize in this game or really any of our different live bingo games, we would love to see it. Whether you're holding up a giant jackpot message, your favorite E-Tab game you happen to be playing, or just surrounded by friends and family, you guys can snap those player photos and send them directly to us so we can show you off anywhere we can. You guys can share those player pictures onto our Facebook page, onto any of your own social medias using the hashtag PilotGames, or you can email them directly to us at jackpots@pilotgames.com. We'll scoop that up, post you in our enrolling screens, and our commercials when we're off air, and even all over our social media pages as well. We love seeing you guys out there have a blast playing Pilot Games. It's not mandatory, but it is highly, highly encouraged. We would love seeing those player photos you share with us.
Absolutely. As we come to the tail end of this game right here, we do have a quick player spotlight I'd like to highlight, as Vader over at the Log Cabin Bar Emily took home $83,036. Congratulations to you, Vader, being that largest jackpot winner last weekend. And over at the Log Cabin Bar Emily, any player that's playing over there, they support the Outing Chamber of Commerce, which their mission is to foster local and regional businesses. This organization, which is steeped in tradition yet forward-thinking, serves as an anchor for business growth and economic development, ensuring that commerce is vibrant, innovative, and inclusive.
That is an amazing message. Congratulations to Vader one more time, sharing that or taking home that prize and supporting the Outing Chamber of Commerce. We do have our final winner here as Patriot at the Wild Bill Sports Saloon. Blaine gets to take away that minor jackpot prize. $149.78 is heading your way. Congratulations going on out to Patriot. Stick around for a little Lucky 4 bingo, and remember, when you play Pilot Games, your community wins.